Yo, what's up everybody? It's Manga Mike here and we're back with yet another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about why you should not be trying to find your own art style. At least not yet. All right, let's get started. Alrighty, so before we get into my reason as to why you shouldn't try to find your own art style, I'm going to kind of briefly go through the positives, because there's definitely positives and I don't want to ignore that, of having your own art style. So the first thing is that it's instantly recognizable. That's good for a lot of reasons, but having your own recognizable art is actually like kind of a sense of pride for the artist, right? I have this specific style that I draw in and people enjoy that style, right? That's a great feeling to have. People are going to flock to your art style if it's well done and if it's something that can be repeated over and over again. People are going to want to see that, right? And that's important too. And also having people know what they're going to get with your style is also really important. And then finally, as people are flocking, you're going to get more attention from other people as well, like writers, comic book companies, sometimes game development companies, stuff like that. People will start to scout you out. Like these people are not dumb. They go on Instagram, they look at portfolios, they do all that kind of stuff, and you can make money off of that, right? That's really important to think about as you're trying to create your own art style. So this is actually why I would say you should wait to find your art style. This is what I would say is the reason. Pros that create their art style are able to grow within it because they have a foundation and they know how to improve upon that foundation, right? If you don't have that foundation quite yet, you're going to struggle to create an art style that people are going to enjoy. And I think, like, to be honest with you, that piece isn't that important. It has to be something that you enjoy as well, right? I don't know about you, but me personally, I have done this a few times where I go through and I'll pick pieces of different art styles and I'll put them together and I'll create something. I'll like it at first, and then within like a week or two, I end up not liking it nearly as much. And that's really difficult. So you need to ask yourself these questions before you start your journey to create your art style. Do you know shapes and shape languages? Do you know form? Do you know anatomy? Do you know gesture drawing? Do you know figure drawing? Do you know proportions? Do you know how to put all of that stuff up above in perspective? Do you know color theory? And the list just goes on and on and on. Why? Like, I know what you're thinking. You're sitting there thinking to yourself, why do I need to know all of that in order to make a freaking style, right? And the reason is because you need to be able to grow. You don't need to know all that stuff, of course, but in order to develop a style, you really have to understand the basics of art. If you don't understand the basics, you're going to continue to create things that aren't consistent looking. You're going to continue to create things that don't make sense. And you're not even going to really realize you do it. And one example for me personally is I just realized, like, maybe a month and a half to 2 months ago, that when I draw the face from the front side, because of the way that my arm makes circles, sometimes my circles are lopsided on one side and round on the other. So I was making these heads that looked like bananas, basically, and I didn't notice it, right? I've been drawing my main character's face, Miku. I've been drawing his face now for like 3 years, right? That's scary to not know that you're making that kind of anatomical and structural mistake in your artwork. So allow yourself the space to grow, to do what Tite Kubo did, right? To allow yourself the space to, yes, create a style if you really, really want to, but don't just pigeonhole yourself into that style. Be kind to yourself. Understand, like, I still have to understand these fundamentals before I can really solidify this style, be open to the fluidity of changing that style as needed in order to really make something that looks professional. Because if you don't, you end up creating artwork that doesn't feel right, and viewers do see that. We're very attuned to the human face, to the anatomy. We typically can say, like, we might not be able to pinpoint, but we'll say, man, that looks a little off, right? And when you're trying to create a comic, when you try to pitch to developers, if you're making things that are a little off, they're gonna see it, right? And they're gonna be like, no, your art's not quite there. And this is also, by the way, this list is also how you get faster at making art as well. So make sure you start to think about those things before you really create your style. But hey, if you're just having fun doing it, right? You're just having fun making your Frankenstein, just do that. That's fine. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying, like, before you really solidify it, if you want to create like a comic or do something of that nature, make sure you have a firm understanding of how to do these things. And that's really going to help you in the future. But anyways, I know that this is a different kind of video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. It was kind of therapeutic for me because I get upset with myself about my style and wanting to make a style, because it is important, right? It gives you a sense of self-pride. But if you did like it, please leave a like down below. If you have any comments, make sure you comment. Give me ideas for videos that you might want me to do and stuff like that. And if this is your first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please, trying to get to that 1K before the end of the year. And I need you to subscribe in order to do it. All right, though. I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end. I'm Manga Mike, and I'm out.